All right, y'all. What's up? What's up? It's your girl Nia Lee here. I want to talk about the incidents that's been happening where, black people are basically getting called. They are getting called on by white people. I don't know if people are aware of this, but this has been happening quite often this year. It started around May, and I don't know what's going on. But here's the first one. I'm going to first talk about it and then tell you my experience, what happened to me back in 2016. A white woman called police on black people barbecuing. This is how the community responded. All right, here we go. There they are. Hundreds danced to hip-hop and 80s soul music Sunday and listened to local African-American candidates make their pitches. But this cookout in Oakland, California wasn't just any spring festival. This event, dubbed BBQing While Black, was one community's powerful response to what many perceive as yet another example of everyday racism. It all started on April the 29th when it happened in April, when a white woman reportedly called police on a few black people who, she said, were using a charcoal grill in an area where it was banned. What? Really, people? We gonna call on other people because they're using charcoal grill in an area where it was banned? Are we serious with this one? Are we serious? Are we playing around with this one? No, this actually did happen. According to CNN, Cameron, Oakland police arrived. No one was arrested, but the 25-minute episode was captured on video, then posted to YouTube and viewed more than 2 million times. Wow. I guess it's because it shows like a whole lot of them, but still, that can be like a festival type ordeal. You don't know. As word of skirmish spread, I have never seen a word like that before. It added fuel to the national conversation about white people calling the police on black people for seemingly trivial reasons, including waiting in Starbucks. Yep, remember that one? Waiting in Starbucks. Working as a home inspector. Shopping at Nordstrom Rack, and sleeping in the Ivy League dorm common room. Yes, this has been going on this year. I have no clue why all this is happening, why white people are just calling the police on black people. It was disgusting and infuriating. Also very offensive. Jamal Robinson, a graphic designer who helped organize the BBQing While Black event, told CNN, but the video also inspired us to take action to show the togetherness in our community. With the help of his friends, Logan Cortez, Robin made a flyer and sent it around to friends and relatives. The message also gained steam on social media, Robinson added. Wow. All ages groups showed up, from newborns all the way to elders, former and current Oakland residents, people from the Bay Area, and even someone who traveled from Los Angeles. Robinson said, "We have 30 street vendors, local businesses, 6 DJs playing hip-hop, R&B, and 80s soul music. There were dance contests and local council candidates." So we're going to stop there because there's more. We're going to read some more. Let's go up to here. Now, this happened, it looked like in May. Okay. White Hobby Lobby manager calls police on black customers for #shopping while black, apparently. There she go. Looking good, white lady. Another day, another white person cynicking the police on an innocent black person. In today's news, that sounds a lot like yesterday's news. An employee at an Alabama Hobby Lobby called the local authorities to report that a black man was in the store committing the crime of, no one seems to know. The police said that the man was trespassing. The store manager first said that he resembled a thief. Then she said he was talking too loudly while he was outside the store. I think he was firmly accused of being black. I think that's what it was. He was black. He should have been a different color when he was doing this. Before reporting this story, I will openly admit that I am biased against Hobby Lobby. My prejudice has nothing to do with the Shane's attempt to dismantle Obamacare. It starts conversation on the CEO's support of Donald Trump. It's because whenever I am in Hobby Lobby, it just feels racist. I always expect to hear an announcement over the loudspeaker. Lynching on aisle 5. Lynching on aisle 5. Oh my goodness. This person got jokes for days. Hobby Lobby is the Cracker Barrel of retail stores. Where else could you buy a pirate stash of breath made of plastic and 3 yards of Dorcas belt? Oh my God. It also sells trinkets. White women who wear acid wash mom jeans with elastic waistbands and no back pockets love trinkets. It's like a swap meet for women named Laura. The only thing Laura's love more than Hobby Lobby is the Hallmark Channel and speaking to manager. Which brings us to Brain Sperklot's Tuesday visit to the Hobby Lobby. I think that's in Alabama, Trustville, Alabama. I've never heard of Trustville. Spurlock went to the craft superstore to return a circuit cutting machine for his girlfriend. Oh, Spurlock. He had a receipt, the original packaging, and everything that came with the item when he arrived at the store. Sparkle's girlfriend says that she specifically asked Hobby Lobby's employees if the item was returnable before she bought it, and they have informed her that it was. Okay, there you go. When I gave her the cashier the machine, she told me that she needed to check with the manager to see if the item was returnable. Okay, what? All right. Spurlock told The Root, apparently unaware that white women always need to speak to the manager. They always do, though. Why? I noticed that, like, if you returning something, I've had that happen to me where they refused to return an item at Walmart, and my mom was like, we were told that we can return this here. And they always got to go speak to a manager. That is so true. The manager said she would have to check with the corporate. The cashier returned to Spurlock and told him the manager was calling the store's corporate office, as if Hobby Lobby has a staff of operators on standby waiting to approve trinket returns. I don't know who wrote this, who was the journalist, but he got jokes for days. He really does. The manager asked Spurlock to step aside and wait while she called Hobby Lobby's Circuit Emergency Return Squad. Hobby Lobby Laura was not calling corporate. She was calling the police. She was calling the po-po on him. What? Why? What did he do? You cannot return things when you're black? You gotta go find somebody of a different race to go return something for you of a different color, so they won't, they probably won't get locked up. Like how quickly you will because you black and you returning something. Come on, people. Spurlock says that he still didn't think anything was wrong. I don't see anything wrong. Even when a local law enforcement officer entered the store, walked up to him and asked for his identification. For what? As customers look on, Spurlock handed over his ID to the cop and asked what was the reason for this embarrassment. He said, You're about to be trespassing. Trespassing on what? We in a local store. How are you trespassing? How can you trespass in a Hobby Lobby? And matter of fact, I don't even shop in that store. I really don't, because there's nothing in there for me. Spurlock explained. I still didn't know what was going on. I figured, okay, some stores do ask for ID when you return things. No, not really, no. But instead of taking Spurlock's ID to the manager, the cop exited the store with the identification and went to his car. I still had no idea what they were doing, but now I realized he was running my name to check for warrants. That's what it was. Yes. I've had that happen to me and my dad, where we actually call the police for help against somebody else, and they came. They can do that. But see, if you're calling for help, I even thought about it. When I had called for help, it was the incidents that we reported. It wasn't a car accident. It was in our home. They ran our IDs. Now, I thought that was a little strange, and that was in Florida. And I'm not from Florida, but I moved there. I thought that was a little strange because where I'm from, they don't do that. Like, they just, they go talk to the other person come and talk to us. But it was an incident of someone stealing something off of our porch, and it was kind of weird because I've never had a policeman take my ID, and he basically was checking. Like, I can tell he was literally scanning. So beware of this. Like, cops do this out of the blue. They'll just scan and see if you got warrants or something, which I thought was weird. But yeah, be careful with that, anybody. I still wasn't worried because I don't have anything. So yeah, I was the same way. I didn't care, but I thought that was kind of odd. But anyways, like he said, apparently finding no blemishes on Spurlock's record, the cop returned and informed Spurlock that he should get his refund and leave the store before he was arrested for trespassing. If that sounds a little bit like a fugitive slave patrol, you be right. Apparently in Trustville, white people can't just summon the police to check black people's freedom papers. I asked the manager how I was trespassing. Spurlock recounted. She said I resembled someone who they had caught returning stolen items. What? Even though he had a receipt and in the items, during the exchange, Spurlock called his girlfriend Ashley, who had bought the items originally. After the manager processed the refund, Spurlock went to the parking lot where the cop was waiting for him. He told me not to drive the car because I didn't have my license, only an ID. Spurlock said. Then Spurlock's girlfriend Ashley showed up at the store. Ashley is a black woman. Black women don't take this. Maddox, another witness, Katrina Beverly, recorded video of the incident. On the video, when Maddox asked the manager why she called the cops, the employee stated, We're only following the orders from our upper management. What? In the video, as Spurlock explains the situation, Hobby Laura threatens to eject him again for talking too loudly. As they leave the store, the couple notice the same law enforcement officer still outside waiting. Maddox and I'm going to tell you something right now. Laura knows that officer. She knows him. I think she knows him. It sounds like she does. Some people got, they got some connection with some cops. So beware of that. Maddox and Spurlock would later call Hobby Lobby's corporate office. The couple said that Hobby Lobby informed them that it is not its policy to require identification or corporate approval for an in-store return. See, that's what I thought. I know you don't have to show an ID when you're. I've never shown an ID for a store return, but if you do call the police for an incident that happened, sometimes they might check your ID. I'm just letting you know. Hobby Lobby has not responded to the Roots request for comment. The company also didn't announce a sale on felt linen nooses in this week's circular, whatever. But if you want to make one, I know just the place. As long as you don't need to return anything. Oh my God. So that's one. Okay, there's more. Here is another incident. Depressed Debbie calls police on the black neighbors because they were happy and she was sad. Y'all, I done hear it all. And this just recently happened. This is on a Wednesday. This just recently happened. White people calling the police on black people. One day, hopefully soon, my dream of college and universities across America instituting doctorate level programs on study of white people will become a reality. When that day comes, certain elements will be required in the course curriculum to achieve a PhD in, I've never heard of that, including the autobiography. Okay, that's nice and all, but let's get down to the detail. The latest viral video in the ongoing series of white people calling the police on black people features a white woman who is either drunk, high, suffering about a mental illness, or just white. Maybe it's just white. I don't know. Making a 911 call while lounging poolside at an Oklahoma City apartment complex. Let me tell y'all something about this Midwest here. I actually did move out here to the Midwest, and I should have put that in the link in the description. I have some information down there in the link in the description of other videos, but I think I'm going to add that one too later on. The Midwest is really, really different from the East, like the southern East Coast is totally different. They're a little weird. I feel like the white people here in the Midwest, they feel like they have more authority over things. They're a little bit more open. They don't care who knows what they're saying, what they're doing. So I do kind of notice that, whereas in the South, they try to be a little bit more sneakier because they don't know how they should run up on them, on black people, so they call the cops or whatever. But now I'm seeing they call cops all over the place. But let's just go ahead When the first video posted to Facebook begins, the woman is already on the phone with the authorities. When poolside Patty hangs up, a woman identified as Jamaya Burleson asks the woman why she called the police. You know what? The disgruntled white woman replies, I nicely asked if you... Wait, I'm already looking at the words so fast. I nicely asked you if you would talk to me because I'm depressed. I'm not a counselor. I'm not a certified baby. The videographer responds, leaving Patty police caller agape in horror, apparently unfamiliar with the word no. In the clip, the bum-out Becky initially denies having called the police, then insists that the 911 operator called her because of the course they did. I shouldn't speculate. For all I know, there could have been a secret network that gives periodic white people wellness check. Oh my lord. Soon, the police arrive, and Patricia goes to explain herself to a law enforcement officer who's obviously taking crime out of his busy black people shooting crime fighting schedule to help with the terrible plague of oh my god. Despondent Mayo. I don't know how to pronounce that name. Anyway, yesterday was my birthday. I was very depressed. That's her. Oh, Lord. Patty explains to the officer. I went over and I asked the other girl if I could talk to her, and she said no. She said, what do you want to talk about? And I said, I'm depressed. And then, holding back tears, Pat, the pool girl, explains to the officer how much it hurt her to see the other black people laughing and talking, taking pictures, and she alleges that one of the black women threatened her, which the witness denied. Sobbing for, okay, this lady has a problem. It's something she's dealing with. I'm going to tell you. Now, in this case, she wants attention. This lady right here, to the right, the white woman, I think she wants attention. It's something going on with her. Something done happened dramatically in her life, and she doesn't know how to deal with it. And so she's taking it out on her black neighbors. That's what's going on here. Okay. Let me see. Let me go down. Sobbing fully, awash in white tears, Pat admits, okay, I did say I'll be your aide, but she explains to the officer, I didn't mean it, of course. The officer interrupts the white woman and informs her that he has patrolled the apartment complex for 3 years and didn't even know the pool exists until another man flagged him down and told him that a short little blonde lady was at the pool causing the scene because she was drunk or something. Yeah, she has issues. She's probably drinking or doing drugs to deal with it. She has a problem. He asked the lone white woman why everyone else would gang up on her. Patty admits that she approached 3 different guys and asked them to talk before asking a beautiful African American woman with blonde locks to engage in a depressing fighting conversation. When it's her turn, the black woman tries to calmly explain the situation, but Patty interrupts with sobs explaining how scared she was of people who she admits did absolutely nothing to harm unless you count her frail alabaster sense of entitlement. Finally, the cop realizes that Patty is actually on something and decides to leave. Something that Patty was on is called white privilege. Maybe that might be white privilege. This lady has issues. She has issues. I'm glad that this cop saw that and left. I mean, he was like, no, this is a waste of my time. There's more crime out there in the world. He's like, I got to go deal with it. He was like, nope, not even. So white privilege shouldn't be confused with racism. Even the display or misuse of privilege isn't necessarily racist. This woman seriously believes that the universe has endowed her with the right to take any black person chilling at the local watering hole and turn them into her temporary Teddy Ruxpin. The ultimate privilege is the belief that the world owes you happiness and should bend itself backward to accommodate that idea. That's what I think. This ends today's class. However, before you leave, I'm giving a short extra credit pop quiz. This person is too much. So, yeah, there you go. Let's go back to our original story. Where was I? Let's go back. So, there you go. Can I not make that bigger? Okay. So, there you go. There you have it. white people calling police, white people calling policemen on black people. Let me tell you about an incident that happened to me. This was back in 2016. At the time, I was living in the East Coast. I was living down in Florida. Why do I mention Florida? Because apparently a lot of people go to Florida because it's a vacation spot and everybody likes it, everybody enjoys it. They want to go there with their family. They don't feel like there's anything wrong with Florida. I've noticed that a lot of people, they go to Florida, they think there's nothing wrong with it, there's no prejudice, it's a place you can relax. Forget about your words. Disney World's down to y'all. Okay, beaches for days. Okay, I lived down there. I lived in an area, very quiet country area, and one day, it was late at night. I had need to talk to my brother, and he was like, "Well, come on," because he knew I was a little upset, and he took me to the park, and we just sat there. We were talking for a very long time, and all of a sudden, we had these two older white couple. They looked like they were in maybe their 70s, going 60s, going in their 70s. I don't know. They pull up beside us, asking us what were we doing, and I looked at them and I said, "What are y'all doing? We're having a conversation. This is my brother here. Can we have some privacy?" And they hushed up and we went back talking. Here they are again. Well, there has been a lot of illegal things going on in this neighborhood, and a lot of people are coming into the neighborhood, and we just want to make sure that you guys are not these negative people that's coming in this neighborhood and doing things like that and all kind of mess. And I was like, hold up, wait a minute. What are you talking about? I've been hearing this all through the neighborhood, that they're trying to get rid of people in this neighborhood. I was like, it ain't me. I said, I've been here before all this mess happened. I know exactly what's going on. There's drugs that's coming in this neighborhood now from the blacks, the whites, and the Spanish. It's not just the blacks, okay, honey? Get your facts straight. And I said, also, leave me alone. I live in this neighborhood. So basically, it's a quiet community that's about to be corrupt by drugs. And they thought that we were down there selling drugs. Not having a conversation, looking up at the stars and trying to take the heat off of me because I was so angry. No, they want to come down there and accuse me and my brother that we're selling drugs. This is what white people do, and they don't realize that this is a prejudice side. This is a stereotype side, and I see this a lot everywhere, and it's getting worse. It's not getting better. I just think that this is important, that everybody needs to listen to, that when you're black, you are being looked at 24/7. This is not something that black people are making up. I experience it more. I'm gonna be honest with you. I experience it more in Florida than anywhere else, and I've been all up and down the East Coast, but I experience it more in Florida. Does anybody else have a story to tell about? Have you been, somewhere chilling, relaxing, and then white people just come out the blue and call the police on you or want to stir up things with you? Has anybody else felt like that? Or if you're not black, if you're Spanish or Asian, have you ever felt like that? Let your girl know down in the comments, all right? Peace out.